Let's take a look at last night's homework. This here is question number 11. I didn't get a chance to look at your homework yet, so here's my answer that I came up with. I started with drawing a picture of the information they gave here about the box and the areas of each of the faces. So I started with the question, what could be the dimensions of this end? So since it has an area of 60, basically, I'm just looking for pairs of numbers that multiply to give 60, and I just started listing, starting with the number 1. I divided 60 by 1, and 1 by 60 works. Divide 60 by 2, and 2 by 30 works, and so on. 3 works, 3 by 20. 4 works, that's 4 by 15. 5 works, that's 5 by 12. 6 works, that's 6 by 10. But 7, 8, and 9 didn't work, and then 10 does work, but it's back to one I already have listed here. So after that point, anything bigger, than 6 is already on this list as the other dimension. I then did the same thing for this face right here. What could be the dimensions of the front to get 135? It's 1 by 135. 2 didn't work, but 3 did. 3 by 45. 4 didn't work, but 5 did. 5 by 27. 6, 7, and 8 didn't work, but 9 did. 9 by 15, and then 10, 11, 12, 13, and 14 did not work. And by that time I was back to 15, and then any number that would work after that is already one of these. So then the key was, I see that these two faces share a side here. So they have to have one of these numbers in common here that I listed. And so my next question was, which of those could be that common side that they share? So I looked for anything they had in common. They both have a 1, they both have a 3, they both have a 5, and they both have a 15. So this side length here at this point, I think, could be 1, 3, 5, or 15. Then I said, okay, for each one of those options, which of those gives a top with this area of 324? So basically I said, okay, if that common side that they share is a 1, that means this is 1 by 135, this is 1 by 60, and the top would be 135 by 60, which you can see has an area that's way more than 324. So I ruled that out. And then this one, if they share a side of 3, then this is 3 by 45, this is 3 by 20, so the top would be 20 by 45, and that area is way more than the one I have. This one, however, if that common side they share is a 5, then this face is 5 by 27, this is 5 by 12, and the top is 27 by 12, which is that area of 324. And last, 15 by 9, 15 by 4, and 4 by 9 is 36, so I can rule that one out. So this is the side that they share, that length of 5, which means the dimensions of the box, that's my next question, are 5 by 27 by 12. And finally, to find the volume of the box, it's length times width times height. So the volume I can find by doing 5 times 27 times 12 to get 1,620. Next was question number 12 about the sweetened cereal. This is question number 12. Now, after I started doing this one, I realized that you might have set it up differently. I did a table with my sub-problems listed as, my columns. But the key difference in this problem related to the ones that we've looked at before is that the thing you're adding is basically a 0% mixture, which means all of it is unsweetened that you're adding, which makes it quite a bit easier than some of the other ones we've done. But take a look at what I've got here. How much did they start with? Well, 14 plus 32 is 46. How much sweetened is in that? It said 32 ounces of it were sweetened. So how much unsweetened should be added? I just guessed 10. And all of that is unsweetened. So I'm not adding any sweetened cereal. So I don't need another question about how much sweetened there is now because I didn't change it. It's still 32. But how much total mixture does that make? 46 plus 10 is 56. And again, this number is the same as this number because I didn't add any sweetened cereal. So now I just do 32 out of 56 to get a 57% mixture. I'm shooting for 40%, so that's too high. I then tried 20, added that to 46 to get 66. The number of ounces of sweetened didn't change. 32 out of 66 is 48%. That's still too high. Went up to 30. 30 plus 46 is 76. 32 is still the same. 32 out of 76 is 42. That's still too high. 40, add 40, that's 86. And then 32 stays the same. 32 out of 86 is 37. I finally went past it. So I know the answer is somewhere in between these two. But if you'll notice, I was closer with this guess than I am with this guess. So that's why I guessed a number closer to 30 than to 40. But it's pretty, it's kind of in the middle of these, but closer to 30. That's why I guessed 34 next. So 34 plus 46 is 80, and 32 out of 80 is 40%. And that's the answer I'm looking for. So then I want to make sure I reread the question. How much more unsweetened cereal does Denise need to mix in? So she needs to mix in, that was this column right here. My answer is 34 ounces of unsweetened cereal needs to be added.